Hey everyone. Hopefully you made it through the day. I know I'm recording this before the market close, but hopefully we get some boost higher here and put some wicks on the bottom. At least have a little bit momentum coming back up. But I'm going to talk about uranium, do some technical analysis. Again, my name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. If you guys are looking for undervalued investment opportunities, definitely click subscribe. We also talk about a whole bunch of different financial education topics. We talk about being an investor and what we need to develop to be a good investor. Talk about a whole bunch of things. Now, we're going to run into uranium. I've got a uranium price right behind me. We'll do some charting of the actual stocks themselves, and I'll give you my opinion. So let's jump into it. So overall, the uranium price, at least the spot price, it's not really moving. And to me, it looks really good. It looks fantastic. You can look at it from a longer term perspective than what I have up on this chart, and it looks even better. But we are moving up higher lows, and we're getting higher highs. And I think it looks pretty good, and it's probably going to break out of this pattern, which we are peaking out right now. And eventually, whenever that eventually is, I think we'll see uranium move higher, which is obviously a good thing for all of our uranium mining companies. So that's kind of obvious. So let's look at some of the companies themselves. Let's see what the heck happened today, and if there's any sort of optimism or is there more more selling pressures coming. Here's URNM. This is what I see. We've got the channel here. It was tightening up. If you were to draw the line through this way, kind of tightened up. We had a nice sell-off here, and then we had the 2 little day bounce. This is completely normal. I see it all the time where it kind of comes up, it rolls over, and falls down here. Now, the good thing about this, if it ended here, we got a little bit of wick on the bottom here. It's coming up, got some support at the 50-day. So hopefully the momentum's coming to the upside and we jump back into this channel. Now, if it doesn't jump into the channel, if you see a small up day, if we see little up days coming up, we might see it roll over again. And I'm looking for what the buyers and sellers and how they're interacting with each other. Here, we had no buyers here. Nothing stepped up to the plate, no one. So I'm looking for tomorrow to see what happens tomorrow. Are the buyers going to step in here, and are they going to step in with a big way saying, nope, we're coming back up? Or are they just going to go sideways a little bit and then see possibly another rollover? We do have some kicked up volume here on these sell-offs. That's something to note. So that's what I'm seeing right now. CCJ, Camco, again, we went right into this corner here. I was like, watch out, this thing could go down. The statistical probability of a downside move was quite high. And we saw it. We saw it sell off. We had the 2 little up days contract, and then we had another sell off here. We do have support, and we're still in the channel here. And this day here isn't a total blowout day, and I know it feels like it, but we didn't see this nice, huge momentum like this guy. So we kind of came in, the momentum was big here. We came up, and the momentum is slowing, and what I like to see is this momentum kind of dissipate. And hopefully we stay in this area down here. If not, if we break out, we might see a move down to this, something down in this range. If we break to the downside and the buyers don't step in here. Here's Next Gen Energy. I just drew kind of where the support line was, or is, I should say. Again, there's positives here. We've had a nice big down day. We had 2 little up days, and then we came down, and the momentum isn't as large as this guy here. So that's a positive, but there could still be some downside momentum in it. We're going to have to see how the buyers and sellers interact with each other over the next couple of days. Fission's still hanging on. It's right there. And the good thing with Fission here is, we've got a bearish engulfing here. It came down. Bearish engulfings and piercings in here. we came down, but the opening and closing price is very close to each other. That's why the candlestick is so small over here. So I would say that they're pretty balanced. I mean, a 2% down day on a day like today I consider that a win. So this one doesn't look too bad. Denison Mines, even though it was a big 7% down day, behaved quite well. So this one looks strong in relationship to all the other uranium companies. UUUU, I mean, we still have some downside momentum. It started right here with this bearish engulfing. 2 big down days and 2 small little up days with the opening and closing price being the same, basically. So it was, the momentum's coming down and it's still dissipating. I'd like to see a reversal day, candlestick day, something like a hammer pattern like this guy here, or a bullish engulfing like a day that I can't find. This is a bullish engulfing right there. Bullish engulfing, it pulls up, pulls back, and then we head higher. So here's UR Energy. This one doesn't look bad. It's a smaller down day. I know it was 4.91, but the opening and closing price is pretty tight, and it doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too bad. UEC, bearish engulfing there. We're coming on down. Momentum's still down, but we've got support right here. What's it going to do tomorrow? Are we going to put in one of these hammer patterns where it comes on down, scares everybody to heck, and then comes all the way back up, and they're like, no, I should have bought it. Sometimes that happens. The hammer pattern, it can really screw you up because in the beginning of the day, it's going down with a lot of strength. Everyone starts selling out. I try being brave sometimes and add a little bit in, and then it comes back up and goes almost to where the opening price is, which is a huge hammer, which is bullish for a short-term move up. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Uranium Royalty Corp, I drew it quite strict on both of these. I think we've got good support at the bottom of this. So we've got support under here. We're all kind of jumbled up over here, and it wasn't a horrible down day in relationship to some of the other massacres out there. So it doesn't look too bad. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Global Atomic, we had some buyers step in. It was a massive sell-off, but the buyers pushed this back up. Does this mean that this is going to head higher? Maybe. It depends on the overall market. The overall market tanks. I think we're gonna see some pressure. So we'll have to see what happens tomorrow. Goviax, this is the next support line all down in here. It could head down a little bit lower. Bannerman, you can see the support line there. We're up, we got a little bit of room, a penny or so. And then we got Deep Yellow. Deep Yellow's doing fine. It wasn't, 5% down day is a pretty big down day, but it's the actual day itself doesn't look too bad. It didn't have this large candlestick just blowing downward. So it looks like it's somewhat controlled. Forces Metals, I drew the trend line in. It is kind of breaking through that trend line a little bit. It's not a blowout down day. I know 5.5 seems like it is, but we've gone up quite a bit. We could see a pullback somewhere, and we'll see what happens. Forum Energy still holding strong, still above its resistance support line. Baseload, if you draw it through the top of this guy here, we're still very close above the support line, but this is a strong down day. It does have a lot of momentum. Wait for it to dissipate first. Sky Harbor still in the uptrend, barely hanging on. Pure Point, not much to say here. Nice, small, compact day. That's considered a win. Standard Uranium, same thing. We're right on the trend line. Canalaska's breaking through its down, its uptrend line, coming on down. If it closes here with this momentum, I would be patient to see where this thing goes to the downward move, because I think it's going to continue downward with that strong of a closing if it closes there. And then we got Lightbridge. Lightbridge doesn't look too bad. We broke this downtrend here to the upside. Still looks good. And then Centrus Energy looks really good. I mean, that's a win in today's market, being down only 1.5%. So overall, uranium, it doesn't look too bad. Let's see what happens tomorrow. I don't want to tell you guys anything that, I mean, it all depends on what the overall market does. The overall market puts a lot of pressure on everything. I think we could see another, sell off across the board. But if the buyers step in, maybe we go sideways, and that's what we want. We want or reversal days that go down and come back up. Those are all good. Or small little down days are good because that means that the buyers are starting to equal the sellers. And some of these, I mean, some look good. Others look like they're breaking their uptrends and pulling back. I'm going to be cost averaging into a lot of these companies over the next few months if they pull back. And I do think uranium is a good sector. I think everything's intact. It's just we've got to pull back. That's it. If you guys have any questions, if you guys have anything that's burning that you have to ask, put it in the comment section. Let me know what's going on. And thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.